Ricky Ramos told on himself when he sent me an unsolicited message, cussing at me for mentioning fragile male tactics. So I told him to finish that thought and start generalizing like he so badly wanted to. He said he'd allow me to be mad as my superior, and then called me a typical bitter woman. So I said what the fuck I said, and he proceeded to tell me how he has a feminine jaw, I guess, but that women are beneath him, and then told me he'd make me afraid for my life. I'm gonna have to move out of the way so y'all can read what the fuck he said next. But when threatening me didn't work, he cried even harder and said all this nonsense that I'm a single mom whose doctorate means nothing, my wedding rings are fake, and he drives a Ferrari, lives in a mansion, has a model wife that does as he says, his kids go to the most prestigious schools. Wait, it continues. I have the rarest pets in the world, and then demands that we compare accounts. So all I said was me when I lie, because objectively this is an insane thing to say to somebody, but it made me wonder what else he's posting on other social media accounts, because his Instagram is private but his Threads is not. Unsurprisingly, Ricky Ramos hates women. He talks about casually popping women in the mouth, talking about domestic violence, threatens to post a woman's address. Then we've got him making light of child exploitation when Kylie Jenner was a child, saying she loved every second of it, transphobia, and just, a casual rape threat. Then I get to this cringe post where he talks about professional arm wrestling. So I scroll past all the cam girls he follows to this guy who also mentions arm wrestling and TikTok. So I go to his TikTok, search through his following, and bingo, Ricky Ramos. I'm pretty sure at this point, this is not a stock account. This is unfortunately a real person having this insane conversation with me on Instagram. So I Google his name plus arm wrestling, and it brings me to this Facebook post where he is promoted as a special guest at an arm wrestling event, which he engaged with, and it brought me to his Facebook, where he posts all of his personal business. But I also noticed a few inconsistencies in some of the things he told me on Instagram, so I'm wondering if Ricky can clear some of that up for us. He told me he had a mansion, so maybe it's just coincidence that this post from last year lines up with his parents' house. He also told me that he drives a Ferrari, but here he says it's not a Ferrari, it's actually a Subaru. And he said that he owns a Fortune 500 company, but here he says he's a union carpenter. How's he gonna call me a single mom with fake jewelry when he's a single dad in a shitty apartment? I've got your CZ right here, bitch. So anyway, since you threatened to assault me, I decided to let your mama know, your dad know, your aunt know, United Arm Wrestling League know, and Alpha Empire know, so that they can maybe deal with you before you do something regrettable. United Arm Wrestling League responded and said they don't condone Ricky's actions, but went on to say they're sorry he attacks people who don't agree with him, so I had to gently explain to them how violence against women isn't an opinion, it's a crime, so hopefully they sit with that. Alpha Empire also responded and condemned what Ricky said, but confirmed that he hasn't been with them for about a year. If anybody knows where this man currently works so I can let them know, that would be great. And before anybody comes for me, he told me to. He said post it everywhere, so post it I shall. In the meantime, enjoy this video of Ricky struggling in skinny jeans, getting beaten by an old white man in cargo pants. My husband and I had a good laugh about it, while you're busy begging for scraps from strangers. By the way, Ricky blocked me after I commented on that video in his apartment asking if that was his mansion. I guess that means I win.